a governor of Adamawa State supporting Atiku to go round to state. Instead, he went round in state supporting Wike. So at the end of the day, they lost. And when Wike was fighting Atiku, he was the one in the forefront insisting that Wike should be picked as vice president because Wike is his boss. So, but when people look at Wike's character, he closed his eyes against Atiku, went to balkanize the emirate in such a way that to offend Waziri to the extent that, let me take you from the beginning. Fintiri became a politician by the grace of Waziri. When Waziri has issues with PDP in 2007, he left PDP and joined AC. During that period, they went around remobilizing people, and Fintiri happens to be one of them. He came and wanted to contest for House of Assembly. They did primaries. He lost the primaries, but Waziri said, I find this guy intelligent. These are type of people who want in the house. Can they please discuss with the other candidate and substitute him with Fintiri? They went, Boni Haruna and Co. and the party, they went, had a discussion with the original candidate who won the election. They persuaded him to accept substitution. They substitute him. That is how he first became a candidate of ACN. Atiku sponsor and finance the party from the beginning to the end of the election. And that means automatically Fintiri became a beneficiary. He was financed by Atiku to win the general election and become a member of House of Assembly. That was in 2007. And in 2019, when Atiku moved back to PDP from APC, they gave him the structure, the complete structure of the party, to go and restructure the party as he so wished. At that time, he tried to convince Governor Umaru Bindo Jibrila to come along so that he would take over the structure and now move his APC structure to the PDP and automatically get ticket and contest the election. But at the last minute, there was that political maneuvers which did not favor the idea of Bindo leaving the APC. So Bindo changes his mind, and Atiku was left just like that. So he now called his in-law Adamu Modibo and asked him to put the structure and contest for the governorship. In the process of when we did the ward ESCO and the local government ESCO, with the ward ESCO, we are about to do the local government ESCO, we are about to do the state ESCO. Then Fintiri came and met one of Atiku's most senior political boy, which is Jauro. He now said, Mr. Jauro, I want Mr. Former Vice President to consider sponsoring me instead of Bindo, because Bindo is a senator already. Let him contest his senator. He now tell him, I was acting governor, I do that, and from the AC I've been loyal. Waziri need to sponsor somebody who is very loyal person to him. Adam Modibo was in APC, all this kind of a thing. He convinced Jauro. Jauro came forward and lobbied for him with Waziri, convinced Waziri that Fintiri should be the one we need to sponsor. So what do? Fintiri, for him to be able to succeed in the primaries, they have to dissolve the local government structure that was already in place. So they called the acting state chairman, which is Mohammed from Maiduguri, who now Waziri gave him orders to say, okay, the structures we already put in place, I want this structure dissolved, and I want you, I'm sending one Ahmadu Umar Fintiri to come and meet you to see how you can restructure and do the election again. Automatically from now, there should be any communicating with anybody outside Ahmadu Umar Fintiri. Fintiri was now directed by Waziri to go and see the acting state chairman. He was given that opportunity to restructure the party that it will suit him in the way and manner that he will get the primaries, which he got the primaries on based on that arrangement. And even during the primaries, Atiku gave him money for the primaries. Even for the campaign that he went out campaigning for the primaries, Atiku gave him that money. And the general election, Atiku funded him 100%.
How much are we talking about?
I don't want to mention because it's so much money that it may not be ideal to come on record and say this is the amount. But you know, for somebody to win a governor in a particular state, if you are going to support somebody for governorship in a particular state like Adamawa State, where competition is very high, especially he's going to compete against a sitting governor, which that governor has a federal government support, you know, it's going to be a huge amount of money. And Atiku funded him fully 100%. He couldn't win on the first instance. There was inconclusive. Atiku went back and supporting during the conclusive. He won the election. Atiku supporting during the cases at the court with his lawyers, and Atiku funded the legal fees up to the Supreme Court for him to be able to be confirmed as the governor of Adamawa State and run the state for 4 years. Atiku didn't get involved, didn't interfere. He came the second time. Already he's a governor. He may not need funding from Atiku, but he needs political support of Atiku, which so many people wanted to leave the party because of the high-handedness of the governor, because of the lack of human empowerment, because of the selective way he run his administration, because of the way he disenfranchised some part of people based on whether their religion or their tribe or their zone or so on and so forth. But Atiku has to plead on his behalf and say, no, this is my boy. You know, I'm going for presidency. There's no way I will allow my state to go to another party when I'm a presidential candidate.
The people of Waziri are saying he's fighting Waziri.
Number one, he started to exhibit high level of disrespect. Before, when Waziri is coming to Yola, he used to go to the airport personally, take Waziri to the house. It cost him nothing. It only add value to him. He started withdrawing from that. From allowing only his commissioners to go. At the end of the day, he even instructed everybody in the government, including those people he has never known before in politics, except through Waziri. He gave the instruction not to go to airport and receive Waziri, not to go to Waziri's house for no reason. And secondly, he was fighting every friend of Waziri. Waziri is the Waziri of Adamawa. He's a friend and confidant of the emirs and chiefs in Adamawa. Whatever you want to do anything on these people, especially is going to be a harm, you should consider Atiku's virtues. He refused that. He closed his eyes against Atiku, went to balkanize the emirate in such a way that it will offend Waziri to the extent that Waziri will feel pain maybe to come and challenge him. But Waziri, despite the fact that it's painful to him, but he chose not to say anything because he's not the governor of Fintiri, he's the governor. Now, thirdly, when you go deep down to know why Fintiri started exhibiting that kind of disrespect, from the beginning, it was the connection and the relationship is built at that time with Wike. When Nyemson Wike was appointed Minister of FCT, at least, you know, every Nigerian is interested in what is happening in FCT because this is where people retire. They need good location to build houses. They need good houses at the cheap rate. The FCT can sell a house to you. They can give you land at a strategic place for you to build a house of your that you want. So many advantages are there for people to take. He now went and connected himself openly and clearly and even stated that Wike is his best friend and he is going to stand for Wike anywhere, anytime, after knowing clearly that Wike is a number one enemy of Waziri. Like somebody telling you just doesn't want to abuse you. He doesn't want to abuse you, but he will now say, anybody with so attitude, if I say I don't want to be with him. He mentioned part of your attitude. That is, he's telling you, I don't want to do anything with you, though he didn't mention your name. So, building all this kind of attitude that are not acceptable to Waziri, simply because he wants to dislodge Waziri. He has that ambition of becoming whether the president or the vice president. You know, governors believe when they are two-term governors, automatically they have the right to become president or vice president. Until when it come to pass, they didn't get anything.
Okay, tell us what happened in 2023. Did Fintiri supported Wike during that primaries, or he supported Waziri?
No, he supported he supported Wike during the election at the primaries, but when Wike didn't win, during in the general election, as I told you, now we cannot support anybody because Wike is not contesting for president in Adamawa State, and he is a governor. He knows his election that if he did not openly support Atiku to cover up the mess in the past during the primaries, he may not even have the opportunity to get Atiku's support. He now changes, campaign for Atiku quite okay. He went to all the 226 wards. He went to the local government. He campaigned that they should vote Atiku, which is true, which is a fact. And that's what we are saying. He must have contributed, no matter how little, to the victory of Atiku in winning the Adamawa State, but not completely because of his support. Because when you look at the vote, Atiku got 456,000. Tinubu second with 185,000.
Any issue of betrayal here?
Absolutely. This is a clear case of betrayal. This is a clear case of betrayal because if you now...
Who betrayed who?
Fintiri betrayed Atiku, absolutely. Because Atiku did not ask for any favor from Fintiri. Fintiri did not give Atiku any support during the first election or during the primaries. He did not give him money to fund his campaign. He did not go to states as a governor of Adamawa State supporting Atiku to go round to state. Instead, he went round in state supporting Wike. So at the end of the day, they lost. And when Wike was fighting Atiku, he was the one in the forefront insisting that Wike should be picked as vice president because Wike is his boss. So, but when people look at Wike's character, they are talking of leadership, not just winning election. The consequences of Wike becoming president and misruling Nigeria, the way he is doing with the PDP as a party and the way and manner he is dealing with people in FCT, that kind of person cannot be a leader at the national level that the life of people of different region, different religion, different tribe, of different divergent interests, that he must protect.
All right.
What I'm going to tell you is not about Waziri, it's about coalition. Waziri represents the coalition, and
But
Waziri...
do you think the coalition that Waziri will lead in Adamawa State will be able to produce the next governor, or Fintiri will bring his own?
Yeah, politics is very open. You can easily calculate the political landscape and get your answer. That is why they call people political strategists who analyze to come out with the result, and mostly that result will turn out to be true. Number one, in Adamawa State, there are people that everybody is convinced, for whatever reason, that they are in absolute control of large numbers of people, whether during election or not, whether they are in particular party A or in party B. They have proven without number that they are in control of people. There is Admiral Murtala Nyako. He is the first and only person who is a Fulani man, who is a Muslim, who contested election and won 21 local government, won in 224 wards, lost only 2 wards in 2008 election. The only person, he is a Fulani man. He won in Guyuk, he won in Numan, he won in Demsa, he won Michika, he won Madagali, Gombe, and Hong. These are traditional Christian or minority area that normally they don't vote Fulanis. They voted Nyako overwhelmingly. Remember, Nyako contested for governor 5 times, and he won 5 times, and he won free, fair, square with landslide victory. So you cannot say this gentleman is not in control of his people. You know, Atiku won the governorship of Adamawa State, and he sponsored Boni. Boni won. He supported Bindo. Boni won. He supported Fintiri. Fintiri won. So you cannot say he's not somebody that has political clout in Adamawa State. Then there is Binani. This is a woman. The first thing in the whole of Nigeria, there was never on Nigeria on history, there is no woman that managed to survive the strong influence, political influence of men on politics. She went and contested against heavyweight politicians who are men. You understand? She won the primaries squarely with landslide. She is the only one after Mama Taraba who won primaries on a major political party. After winning the election, the primaries, you can see the massive support base she got. Even when her party, the entire party structure, from the zonal level, the state, the local government, and the ward, come out openly campaigning against her, that she's a woman, they will not support her. Her party. They use the ulamas, mostly Izalas, to campaign in all mosques in Adamawa State. Every Friday, at any given opportunity that is haram for a Muslim to vote for a woman. They use a religion, they use party, they use everything against her. This woman won in every polling unit that is a Muslim majority, meaning people rejected that call of the ulamas. This woman won in northern zone where Fintiri supposed to have won. She came out with a large vote from Mubi North and Mubi South.
Okay, finally, do you think she will win if she contested again against Fintiri's anointed candidate, possibly?
Whoever that emerges the candidate of the coalition of governor in Adamawa State, be easily light Allah, is a governor elect. I want to assure you, all what you need in our coalition is to get the primary ticket. Once you have been nominated as the governorship candidate, not only governorship, senatorial, House of Assembly, and other, is going to be a sweeping operation. I'm going to assure you that. Whoever that is a candidate, Fintiri will not do, he has no base. His political base is minor. Let me tell you, his political base is Roman Federation. When his people refused to vote Waziri, they voted Labour. In Mechika, in Madagali, in Numan, Demsa, Guyuk, Lamurde, and part of Gombe, they voted for Peter Obi. He got only 110,000 votes. I want you to know that. And for you to know, let me give you one simple example. In APC first election, APC got 185,000. 2 weeks after, Binani single-handedly added up 250,000 votes to make it 400,000 votes. How can that is against a sitting governor? Against a sitting governor, Fintiri himself, who called himself Mr. Infrastructure and this and that. What more of him? Today, he's fighting the House of Fulanis completely. And every Muslim in Adamawa, whether House of Fulani or minority, believes that Fintiri doesn't care about his interests because of the way he does his appointments, because of the way he normally do promotion exercise, because of the way he balkanized the emirate without touching any of the chiefdom. So many things. He alienated about 75% of the electorate in Adamawa State. So this 25%, even if they can vote for him as a whole, they can't win election. The tradition has been there right from Serbia again, Balatakaya, this man, Boss Mustafa, Gundiri, all this, Mabello. So many times it has been like that, and there was never time they won, and they will never won. So they will never win. So if he now choose to align with only them, because in politics, you need both. You need both the minorities and the majority. You need both the Muslim and the Christians. You give the Christians their fair share, you give the Muslim their fair share. If you want to balkanize, to show you are transparent and you are not biased, you must have even if from the one of the chiefdom you have created chiefdom out of one of the chiefdom to show that yes, I am not biased against against Muslim or against the Fulanis. But for you to only go to Adama and move the emirate and balkanize them, leaving others who are non-Fulanis and mostly non-Muslims, and to tell the people and convince them tomorrow that I'm bringing a successor, and this successor is going to be fair to you when you, the boss, are not fair to them. How will they support you? How will they accept that your view?